The most frustrating behavior for girls during sex, it ranks first. Hi, welcome to my channel. Hi, I'm Dudu. Today we are going to discuss some expectations and ideas about women and sex, and the things that women hate the most. We all know that sex is a very critical part in intimate relationships, but many times girls don't dare to speak out their thoughts on this matter. Just like many sisters around me, including myself, are like performing artists in bed. You obviously don't enjoy it that much, but you have to pretend to have an orgasm. One is shyness, and the other is fear of destroying the image you carefully create in your partner's mind on weekdays. But if you have an idea but keep it in your heart, your needs will not be met. Over time, it will definitely affect the intimate relationship. A for Unpersonality Research Institute, with the idea of breaking shame and benefiting sisters, conducted a female sexual expectations survey and invited 806 sisters to bravely speak their true feeling. Among the sisters who participated in the survey, 77 for had sexual experience. For their current or past sex life, they gave an average satisfaction score of 4 points with a full score of 5 points. In terms of age distribution, 51. 9 of the sisters are between 18 and 25 years old, 36. 6 of the sisters are between 26 and 30 years old, and 88 of the sisters are unmarried. Then, let's take a look at this report on women's real sexual expectations. First of all, on the premise of sex, more than 80 of girls pay the most attention to bathing and safety measures. This is easy to understand. Sex is an intimate contact between two people's body and mind. Even if they are passionate, they have to be responsible for each other's health. But if you don't pay attention to hygiene, it will affect the experience and may also bring health risks, and safety measures are even more indispensable to avoid accidental pregnancy and some sexually transmitted diseases, which is too important for girls' physical health. Happy sexual experiences may be almost beautiful, but unhappy sexual experiences are really bad in their own ways. In addition to the 7 behaviors mentioned in the title that make people down, many sisters also complained that their partners commented on them in bed, compared them with their ex-girlfriends, and even described their sex life to outsiders. Let's think carefully. The common point behind these behaviors is the lack of respect for their partners. It's so uncomfortable to disrespect each other at such an intimate moment. So, when do girls generally expect to have sex? 51. One of the sisters said that as long as they are in the mood and dark with the person they like, any time is fine. However, 43. One of the sisters prefer to have sex at night. Enjoy it with your partner before going to bed, and then hug each other contentedly and fall asleep, and it feels that even dreams will be sweeter. Sociologist Lee and he has proposed that no matter what form of sex, the 3 principles of voluntary, adult, and private must be followed. For sisters, the time and place of sex are easy to discuss, but privacy is particularly important. This is not a question of openness or conservatism, but the most basic self-protection. No one wants to worry about being disturbed or spied on during an intimate moment. After determining the right time and place, a romantic atmosphere is also particularly important. More than 55 of girls want alcohol, lights, and music to add to the atmosphere during sex. A carefully prepared sex can make both parties experience more deeply and is also a manifestation of love. If you know that your partner has a preference, boys might as well let girls pick a related movie to watch together and learn from it. This is also a good way to enhance feelings. Is it enough to have a wonderful atmosphere and environment? Of course not. During sex, the stage that girls value most is foreplay. Hugging, caressing, kissing. These foreplays are like appetizers in Western food, which can eliminate girls' tension before sex, prepare the body, and reduce discomfort during the process. Many girls think that if the foreplay is done well, the subsequent experience will be much better. The Mary Sue novels that I secretly read in middle school often start describing sex for half an hour, as if the longer the time, the better. But back to reality, the quality of sex is not only related to the length of time. Just like what my best friend said about her husband, if the skills are not good, it's useless no matter how long it takes. Does marriage and childbearing status affect women's sexual needs? According to the survey results, in general, 60 of women expect to have sex 2 to 3 times a week. However, we also found that unmarried women expect to have sex too. 9 times a week on average, married women without children expect to. 7 times on average, and married women with children expect to. 2 times on average. This shows that marriage and childbearing do not have a particularly large impact on women's sexual needs, but having children does wear down mothers' sexual interest to a certain extent. After all, raising children is too hard. 509 of the sisters think that if their partners have sexual experience, it is actually not bad. Because in this case, the other party may understand the sensitive points of the female body better, the two people will get along faster, and the sex life can be more harmonious. But among those sisters who have never experienced sex, 38, 4 of them hope that the other party is also the first time, which is much higher than the overall 26. To be honest, I was quite surprised to see a piece of data. In the eyes of the sisters, the appearance and figure of the sexual partner are the least important among all the indicators. As for physical health and having physiological knowledge, more than 70 of the sisters gave full marks. This also proves once again how important safe sex and regular physical examinations are, because the harm of sexually transmitted diseases and accidental pregnancy to women's health is immeasurable. In an intimate relationship, the emotional concentration of sex is higher than that of daily life, and it can more directly reflect love. Therefore, in sex life, it is very important to know how to respect and respond to each other. If you don't take your partner seriously in bed, can you still expect him to be patient with you in life? Due to the different reproductive systems of men and women generally reach orgasm later than men, about 10 to 20 minutes. Moreover, there are fewer nerve endings in the deep T3 of the female vagina, and it is difficult to get orgasm through simple insertion, so it is common for both parties to orgasm out of sync. At this time, it is necessary for the partner to help women reach orgasm by stimulating sensitive points. As one sister said in the questionnaire, a perfect sex can tend just because one party reaches orgasm. 544 of the sisters think that a memorable sex should be like a symphony with a lingering prelude, a surging climax. It is not perfect without any part. Among the sisters who choose conservative 41, one tend to be more gentle and more thoughtful in sex. We guess that compared with sisters who like to explore, conservative sisters have a stronger need for security and hope to feel stable love in sex. As women's subjectivity becomes stronger and stronger, many sisters are no longer willing to be just sexual partners and passive like a puppet. They hope to exchange dominance with their partners. In sex, both parties complement each other. It doesn't matter who is more active. The key is to have interaction. Studies have found that men are usually quieter during sex. Why? Because compared with women, men are not good at expressing emotions with voice, so they are prone to working hard and ignore giving each other verbal feedback. But more than 80 of the sisters think that communication is very important during sex, which can not only convey feelings, but also make women feel more fulfilled. Under the traditional double standard of sex, women have been very passive in sex for a long time. Being discussed and stared at, it seems that ignorance and purity of sex are good. Even if there is desire, it cannot be said. Otherwise, it will be labeled as bad. But now women's consciousness is gradually awakening, and women's status is constantly improving. This set of standards is obviously not enough. As Professor Li Yin, he said, human sexual desire is innate, and it is unreasonable to deny or suppress it. It is not easy for women to break free from these old standards. The first step may be to start by talking about sex openly. Face up to your own expectations and needs and speak out bravely. Listen to your partner's needs and discuss with each other. Don't just accept it. This may require some courage. So men, give girls more understanding sisters. I hope we can all be braver. If you can't say it for the time being, you can also forward this video to your partner and let him watch it for himself. Everything is self-evident.